First of all, I have to talk about Good Fortune. Good Fortune, which is directed by my man Aziz Ansari, who I didn't even know was controversial for some reason. I mean, maybe I don't know this dude that closely. I never really understood why people don't like Aziz Ansari. I think he's really funny. I love Master of None. I liked his work on, Parks and Rec. I actually never watched fully Parks and Rec altogether, but the clips I've seen with him in it is really funny. And yeah, I just think he's an overall great creator. Good Fortune is, I believe, his directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But it's starring a stacked cast of Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, Keke Palmer, Stephen McKinley Harrison. If you watch Lady Bird, and if you watch a lot of great indie movies, he's always great no matter what he's in. He's also in Dune as well. And shout out to my man Alan Anthony Smith, who is in my film Quarter Life Crisis, who, you can watch the trailer for that in the description down below. He is also in this movie. He's literally in it just for like 1 or 2 shots, but it was still good seeing him on the big screen. And yeah, this movie is genuinely really good, really, really funny, and a heartfelt story that is something that I feel like can appeal to a lot of people, but they just really haven't put that much effort in pushing and marketing. Now, this movie has been weird in terms of its release and its marketing. I remember they showed the trailer, an extended trailer for this film, way back in CinemaCon 2024. Just got out of the Lionsgate presentation. As you can see, Borderlands behind me. And then, of course, Aziz Ansari also came out to promote his new film that he has with Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves. This one is called Good Fortune. And this comedy looks hilarious. I actually think it could be a wars contender in some respects too. So yeah, that one looks really, really good. So that was in March or April 2024. And I believe they're gearing up for an October 2024 release. And I think they pushed it back a year or something. I'm not really sure what happened with that. Maybe they were doing that to capitalize off of the hype of the cast, right? Like Seth Rogen ended up entering a different stratosphere this past year after the studio. Keke Palmer obviously starring in One of Them Days earlier this year. So everybody in this cast is kind of peaking at the right time. Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves. He's always going to be a superstar. So, maybe they pushed it for that. Maybe they had other reasons to push it. I don't really know why releasing this in October really made the most sense. I mean, it's, I feel like this is a movie that is very much catered towards maybe a faith-based audience, a Christian audience. It's R-rated and they're cursing, and, it's a brown dude in the lead. So maybe it doesn't have the same appeal as like Angel Studios movies to a lot of that faith-based crowd or whatever. But I think there's a lot of religious depth that's present in this movie. Now, it doesn't beat you over the head with it. It isn't like, he's meeting God, or isn't like a Morgan Freeman kind of God character in this. It's really just dealing with the angels and what the role of like angels and ultimately religion is supposed to play in your life. Like, it's not supposed to be like, I like the fact that the angels, they kind of interfere in some ways. The whole thing with Keanu Reeves' character, Gabriel, he is somebody who helps people texting and driving. So he gives them a little nudge on the shoulder when people are texting and driving, and, make sure they don't get into no crash or nothing. And yeah, I think that is kind of the fun little silly ways that, I feel like religion does kind of work. It's not something that changes your overall arc of life, because that's all about yourself. It's all about how you see life. And this movie does a really good job at determining that. I don't want to go too deep into it. I think that's why some people kind of dislike this movie as well, because they wanted some sort of big, happy wish fulfillment, or they wanted some kind of resolution that, was completely eat the rich and completely, destroy capitalism. Because if you don't know the plot of this movie, Aziz Ansari's character, he is a documentary editor, very relatable, who is, doing all these Taskmaster or all these, side jobs, gig jobs, Uber Eats thing. Again, very, very relatable, right? Goddamn, for me, the first 15 minutes of this movie was like, holy shit, they made a movie about me? Like, what's going on? He's living in his car, down on his luck. The angel Gabriel comes to him, he sees a lost soul, and he's like, I want to help him. The only thing is, Gabriel, he's not the most intelligent angel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little bit more of he's a special guy. So it's like the blind leading the blind in a way. Aziz Ansari ends up being assistant for this dude, Jeff, who's played by Seth Rogen. Jeff is a super, super rich tech bro, millionaire, probably billionaire, something like that. And yeah, the angel Gabriel decides, hey, let's see what their lives would be like if they switch sides. And he kind of tells Aziz Ansari, like, yo, I'm going to show you this other side of your life. You're going to see if you're going to end up liking it. And he loves it.
I tried to show him that wealth wouldn't solve all his problems.
And?
It seems to have solved most of his problems.
This is a real thing because it's like, yeah, money does fix a lot of problems for a lot of poor people. They say the leading cause of depression, or one of the leading causes of depression in this country, is honestly financial obligation. So this movie does a great job exploring that. It's funny without being too funny. It really is capitalism for dummies. I mean, capitalism for 4-year-olds. I mean, they really, really dumb it down to like the bare essentials. And yeah, so it's just fun. It's a fun film, beautiful. I think it's great. I think it's just a little bit, just so you know, it's not the most Academy friendly. I think that's why they probably put it in October. They probably, figured this would be a release, an Oscar release, a award season release, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's all that. To me, it's not, all of that. But it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. I think, you can have a great movie that doesn't necessarily play to the awards crowd or play to anything like that. It really just is something that is telling a story that is very relatable, something that is genuine, that is earnest, that is approaching on some real ideas about, again, capitalism. Like, y'all know me. I love movies that can explain things. They can explain complex ideas in a very simple way. I think that's why I really enjoyed, a lot of people don't like Don't Look Up. I like Don't Look Up. I thought Don't Look Up was awesome. A lot of people didn't like One Battle After Another. I like One Battle After Another. I thought it was dope. There's a lot of movies like that just explain, these big world ideas in a very simple way. And this is definitely one of those. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Again, Keke Palmer's on the winning streak. Seth Rogen is the GOAT as always. I feel like he's using any project that he's in to kind of platform this anti-AI thing that he's on, because he did that in the studio and he's doing it here. He says fuck AI in this. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's a great film. A great film. I highly recommend it. And yeah, and I think people, again, they're gonna say it's a little remedial, it's a little straightforward, the dialogue is a little surface level. I think of it like a Taika Waititi movie, or like Aziz Ansari, like Masters of None. Like, it's just giving you what it's about on the surface,